Hi guys, this is RC. I just came out from one of the most stressful 24 hours of my life. I just took the Nclex, and I'm just gonna tell you, it went blank at 60 questions, and I thought I failed. I didn't even think I thought I bombed it. I thought I was like, wow, I am so done, and it was one of the worst feelings that I have experienced in my life. It was like I was answering the questions, and uh, and I was like trying to like figure it out because there was always these two last ones that I were like, okay, these two are kind of like these two sound correct to me, and so I had to go back to the question and see what were they asking me. So there's a lot of critical thinking in this Nclex to me. I mean, the way they ask, it's for you to really understand what's the problem, what systems are involved, and which ones are the one that are gonna kill your client, your patient first. So it's not like 1 + 1 = 2. It's not like that. It's not, you know what this med does, and they're gonna ask you, well, tell me side effects or something like that, or things that are like very punctual on that thing. Well, I didn't feel like that. I felt that you need to understand what they're asking you, what's the problem, and try to figure out the best way of solving it according to what your answers are. And that's very challenging because it makes you feel like you don't really know. Because I mean, if you study like most stuff and you know this med does this and blah 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 blah, so they ask you, okay. I mean, I was more prepared for things like that, but it was not like that. And so I was asked. I work. I mean, I have a paramedic background, which is supposed to help you, but actually it doesn't because you have a different way of thinking, different way of acting, and a different way of doing things hands-on. So it really backfires you because it makes you choose the wrong answer. And all the paramedics, I went to Miami-Dade School in Miami, Florida, and all the medics when we were there with a lot of experience, we were having a lot of trouble at the beginning because of that. And our teacher told us, if you guys keep thinking as paramedics, you're gonna fail. You're not gonna pass. There's no way you're gonna pass. I mean, you need to switch the plug. I mean, you need to switch that. Forget about that. So we had to, and it was very hard to be honest, but I mean, it helped us on things like cardio because we know about EKGs and how to read rhythms and all the stuff, but leadership management, the way of thinking, it's completely different. And so a lot of our guys struggle a little, but we made it. So what we did at school, we started with HESI. I don't know if you heard about that. And then we ended up with ATI, which I liked it. It was very challenging and it was different. So we had to get used to in the last semester to that. I want to know what the nurses use at work to prepare for the Nclex, and most of them told me Euro. And I don't get anything about saying about like mentioning that. I'm not saying the best because everyone learns in a different way. Like for example, if you give me a book, it's gonna take me like 2 hours to learn the same things I would learn in 30 minutes, just hands-on, or at a class, or looking and listening, And so people are different. I got Kaplan and I got UWorld. So I got those two. Uh, I couldn't deal with Kaplan, to be honest. I tried it. For me, it was a waste of money. I mean, so I stick with Euro, and I started like I started with like a 50s barely's, and I was a little worried because of that. Like, dang, 50s. Oh, uh, my percentile was 38 or 48, something like that. Because I ended up like at 52%. So that put me on like that 48 or 38%. I don't remember very well. So the way I did it is I just start like selecting all the questions, all the topics, all of everything. Like, well, I'm going 75 questions. The only time I used to do like 10, 15 questions, maybe 20, when I was on my break at work, because it was like I didn't have much time to do it. But most of the time I did 75 questions. I didn't take notes. I don't do that. But as I said, I am very good at learning and remembering. So I was just reading what I did wrong. I was marking the questions. I marked a lot of questions. I didn't finish all the questions, to be honest, because I started to study like a little late. So I did like 80-85% of all the questions in Euro. I didn't have time to go back to the ones I got wrong, because I just want to get on with this, because I was supposed to take my exam in April, and they rescheduled it to July. So the reason why I was like that, I was just fresh. I had all the stuff from school, and I just needed like a quick review. Luckily I did good at school, so that helped me. But so I was like confident, and I did a really good final ATI exam, and my chances to pass the NCLEX were very high, like right out of school. So I decided, well, I'm just gonna take a little break, like January, February, and then I'm gonna start like really hard on March, and I'll just take it in April. That was my plan. Coronavirus, screw my plans. Send me to July. And I was like, gee, I'm gonna remember all this stuff by July. So luckily I was able to like reschedule it. I took it yesterday. Well, the day before yesterday. And when I just went. I was shivering, like I was like about to get like severe hypothermia. And so I was in that moment when you iron those shiverings that are gonna be the last shivers in your life before you go cold. And yeah, I was very nervous. I was like very nervous, very anxious, and that was despite the fact that I just took the second assessment on UWorld, the second exam, and I got a 62%. But still, I mean, I felt that I didn't study as much as I wanted to, for different reasons. And so I just went, and I said, well, I went prepared for the worst, but thinking like, okay, I'm gonna do my best and see what's going on. I had a lot of pressure. Most of my friends passed it. My study group, every single one passed it. And so I was like, I had at work, since they were like following my progress in nursing school, they were all like, oh yeah, you're gonna pass it, like you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be fine. And believe it or not, instead of like giving me confidence, it kind of backfired me, because I was sitting in the car right there and it's like, what if I don't pass? I mean, what's gonna happen? I mean, I'm gonna be like, have to like everyone's gonna start asking me. It's like, and I was gonna be like devastated, depressed, and stuff just by failing, and that's gonna add up more all the stuff. So my family and everything, like I had a lot of stress about it. I was super stressed, and when I sat there after going through all this, the reading all the privacy, not sharing, and all the stuff, taking your biometrics, and they're gonna all the scanning and everything. I mean, I went in when I got a little earlier because I just could not deal with it. And they told me you want to take it like now. I mean, you are early. I mean, we have there's nobody right now. You want to take it? Just take it. And I said yes. Like I'm gonna get over with it. So I went in, do the tutorial, all the stuff, and first question. I opened the first question and I was like, oh my god. I was like, what is this? I didn't see anything similar anywhere. So I was like, okay. They gave me the little thing to write and stuff. I mean, I don't do that. So I know a lot of people need it. A lot of people do it. I never, I could not do it. So, I mean, I might be the different guy. But anyway, I went there, started like doing that, and I looked at that question, and I was, ooh, now what? Second question. Okay, this looked worse than the first one. Third question, it was like, you serious? And then multiple choice 1, multiple choice 2, multiple choice. I select all, apply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lost count. It was like, I don't know, man. It was like, Jesus. So, and it was not like even, it was like jumping from like, let's say apples to horses. I mean, it was like, okay, this topic, you're asking me of apples right now, and now they're asking me about horses, and the next thing they're asking me about cars. I mean, it was like yeah, I mean, it was like very interesting. And so I kept going. The only thing I started to do, to be honest, is, and that's my advice, because that's what I think helped me. The question, read the question very well, like 3-4 times. Everything is in that question. They're gonna put a lot of words there, but there's only 3 keywords in that question that you really need to pay attention. Because even though it sounds very confusing, it's very straightforward. I don't know if you get that, what I tried to say, but it looks very confusing, but the question is very straightforward, and the answers are very straightforward. But there's always, even though they're straightforward, there's always, I mean, at least to me, there were always these 2 straightforward that were like, okay, this I mean, I feel 50-50 about this. Just let me go a little deeper and see which one works better or is more related to what they're asking. So that's what I did. Anyway, I went there and I was like, this is for you to have you an idea. I mean, 130 questions now, 60 the cut. During the whole freaking exam, to me, the cut was a 68. Okay? And I was going, and I was like, I was at minute 54 or 53, something like that. And I was on question 59. And so I answered the last question, which was supposed to be 60, but my mind was saying like the cut is 68. I don't know why. I have no freaking clue. That's how nervous I was. And at 60, my computer went boom, black. But it felt like someone pulled a gun on my face. That's how it felt. It made me jump. and it made me like pale, cool, and diaphoretic. Okay? I was like, Jesus Christ, I just bombed this exam because even though, I mean, even though I was analyzing the question and trying to answer what I believe they were asking me, I could not say I was 100% sure I answered correctly more than 4 questions. Okay? So, 4 questions out of 60, that's 56 that I was like, okay, this is my choice, my pick, according to what I believe they're asking me. Okay, but it was not, I'm sure they asked me this. So, when I got to that blank at 60, I said, okay, the computer didn't want me to keep going on. I mean, it just, that's it. I bombed it. And since I have many select only apply, I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, chances are that I maybe 1 or 2 wrongs on wrong picks. But anyway, I came out of that exam feeling that I failed so bad, so freaking bad, that I was like, okay, now what? My friend told me, oh, just do the per-view trick. And I was like, dude, I mean, I cannot do it. I mean, call me whatever you want. I cannot do it, man. I just want to see pass or fail. I don't want to see like a glitch or something like that. It didn't work. It showed me the wrong thing or the right thing. I mean, I don't know. I think I failed. I truly believe I failed. I don't know. I feel like that because I'm not 100% sure. And I've never been that unsure of my answers. So I came here. I was nervous. I was really anxious. The people at my house, I mean, poor people, because I was like not in a good mood. So I went there and I I was chewing my heart all freaking day. And I was checking the Miami, Florida Health, and it was still like waiting for results. So it was like, and well, 24 hours later, I got my result, and it was a pass, and I was like, wow. So this is the thing about this exam, and although I read that there's people that failed when it cut at 75 or 60, chances are more in your favor. Okay, there's always a chance, but it's very hard. And trust me, if you haven't taken it yet, when you take it, you're gonna understand what I'm saying. Your mind is so like on the I didn't pass side that on the pass side, because I guess that's how this exam is supposed to make you feel or something like that, because it's very interesting. So I just want to share this experience because just wait, it's gonna be very hard. If you got caught at 60, just wait, and you have more chances that you pass and that you didn't. You want to do the trick, you can do it, or you can just wait 24 hours and just see it the next day. Like it happened in my case, I don't know. Again, I'm in Miami, Florida. And so, well, now I'm a registered nurse and start trying to find a good job around there. So don't despair that much. Stay positive, even though it's gonna be hard. And just for you to know that you're not alone, all the people that I talked to that were really, really good at school went through the same thing I went, and when they told me, I was like, okay, then I guess it's something like that, because everyone was like, yeah, I was. That's exactly how I felt, and all of them passed. So good luck, and that was my sharing about being caught at 60 questions thinking you failed on the NCLEX. Take care, God bless, stay safe.